Breakfast.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Kiwi.
Well, the sustainability film challenge for young people is or has kicked off, and it's all up on the website, theoutlookforsomeday.net. It's put together by Connected Media. It's to get young people, well, putting together films, fictional films, documentary films, with the topic of sustainability and environment in mind, climate change. David Jacobs is from Connected Media, and he joins us this morning to talk more about it. G'day, David.
G'day, Glenn. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, now this has been running for a few years now, hasn't it?
Yeah, this is the 4th year of the film challenge.
And tell us about Connected Media and why Connected Media exists.
Well, Connected Media has actually been going since 1993. We're a charitable trust involved in the film television industry. Our mission is to promote sustainability through media. And we've been dreaming up for a while the idea of a youth empowerment project. I mean, we've been involved in distribution of films around sustainability and production. And yeah, there was this thing coded, the Youth Media Empowerment Project.
Yeah.
And back in 2006, the Parliamentary Commissioner for the Environment wanted, around their 20th anniversary celebrations, encouraged me to develop something televisual. And in the middle of the night, I woke up one night and went, that's the Youth Media Empowerment Project. Let's do it. Nailed him up, and yeah, he was supportive.
So with a sort of a general aim to get young people thinking about the world around them, but also maybe to foster some talent that will eventually move into journalism or filmmaking in the future.
Well, the idea is we have this range. The way I think of it is you've got what I call the young Peter or Petra Jacksons out there who are, moving towards filmmaking career, and there's all sorts of films you can make as you're going down that path. And part of what the Outlook for Someday is doing is saying, hey, films around these issues, sustainability issues, both environmental, social, peace, all these kind of interrelated issues are all around sustainability, with environment always being a fundamental issue.
Yeah.
So on the one hand saying, hey, you can make films around those issues, and here's a project you can participate in. And then on the other hand, you've got people who are really into the issues but might have never made a film before, or they're studying the issues in school. And, everyone can make a film now. You've got digital cameras, you can film on your cell phone.
So easy, isn't it?
Yeah. And anyone who's got a computer, like if you've got Windows computer, there's Movie Maker on your computer. And if
for
you've got
free.
It's there, it's loaded in. If you've got a Mac, it's iMovie. And, there's all sorts of editing programs around. So, we put on the website, there's a toolkit, there's ways to, we hope assist, and there's a forum, and we're always open for inquiries and try and help people as much as possible. So it's that range of the, maybe the young professional, and right out there someone who hasn't made a film before. And we have 20 winning films. So within, each year there are 20 winning films. So within each year it's possible to have that range.
Yeah, so that means almost anyone could be a winner, really. With 20. I mean, how many entries do you get?
Well, we're growing. Yeah. We're hoping this year to get well over 100.
Yeah.
So that's the plan.
As you say, it is growing, and more people can and do this with the technology that's available. But it really is the biggest issue in the world right now, right? Sustainability.
Yeah, I call it the issue of our time.
Yeah.
And this is an opportunity for young people to participate in a conversation around it, through film.
Because young people aren't seeing the leadership in this area on TV at the moment. I mean, it is the world's biggest issue right now, and we're not being confronted with it often enough on the small screen. Yeah,
well, I would always that's part of what Connected Media has been there to do from the beginning, and it was, I suppose, personally born of some frustration. We set it up in 1993, way back then. Some frustration that
God, that's forward thinking. 93.
Well, it wasn't. These issues weren't being covered enough. On TV particularly, and so it's sort of there to encourage it. I'd previously, I'd been, I emigrated to New Zealand in '92, and I'd been working with an organisation in the UK which was involved in making films around sustainability issues. So I was doing that and making films around the world, and chose to come and live in New Zealand, where there wasn't quite that. It wasn't there in the mainstream media culture, or particularly not on television.
Yeah.
And so Connected Media was kind of born to do our bit about that.
So tell us about some of the highlights, say, from the competition last year. I hear that one particular film called The Breakup is actually going a little bit further than the competition itself.
Yeah, well, The Breakup's a lovely little film, 3.5 minutes. And, I mean, I always think there's a challenge to have, I think, a short film. The competition's to make a film up to 5 minutes long. I think you've always got a challenge with that length of film to get people emotionally involved.
I think you've got a challenge as a filmmaker to edit yourself down into 5 minutes as well.
And to grab your audience, you know, get them moved. And Charlie Collins from Kaitaia College, 18-year-old, you know, with her mates made this film. And it moves the audience around the issue of climate change. And the judges last year said, yeah, well, we don't just want that to be one of the winners and one of the special award winners. We want to name it the standout winner. They asserted themselves, and I went, oh, okay, yep, that's good. We'll have a standout winner this year. And so, you know, and Charlie's done really well. She's now going to film school in Wellington. I think she's the youngest person ever to go to the film school in Wellington.
Oh, excellent.
And we decided to enter The Breakup in the International Panda Awards, which take place every 2 years in the UK.
Yeah.
And, well, what do you know? It's a finalist, and, you know, found its way, you know, amongst, well, it's shoulder to shoulder as a finalist with films from the BBC and Discovery Channel and National Geographic. And there's this 3.5 minute film by Charlie Collins from Kaitaia College in New Zealand.
Goodness.
Yeah.
So what are the criteria this year for entries?
Well, it's anyone up to the age of 24 can enter, as long as they're in New Zealand, you know, citizen or resident or legally here to work or study. And it's anything up to 5 minutes long, and sustainability related. And we're encouraging people this year to look at sustainability expansively, to think about it, including social issues and you know, sort of broader than just thinking about environmental issues. And that's not to say we don't want environmental issues. You know, as I say, they're fundamental.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a special award. There are 8 special awards, and one of them this year is for a film focusing on social issues.
Excellent. And when do the entries close?
17th of September is the deadline.
Not too far away.
If you haven't started yet, start now, or, you know, encourage your family member to start. But, you know, that's over 3 weeks. That's a bit over 3 weeks, so there's time.
And people should be familiar with this. I mean, it's the YouTube generation, right?
Yeah.
People's attention span are now 10 minutes. Well, YouTube now says it's 15 minutes, but yeah, so only 5 minutes. It can be done in a short.
Yeah, and you've got, like, I mean, here in New Zealand, a really cool thing with 48-hour film, you know, challenges. And
exactly.
So, and in fact, some young people are going, oh, yeah, well, we do it in a weekend for 48 hours. This is plenty of time. And that's true. I think it gives them an opportunity to make, you know, a different type of film. It's a less rushed film. Yeah. I mean, as a filmmaker myself, I always like to have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, check out the website. It is theoutlookforsomeday.net, and all the details. There's testimonials up there. You can watch the past winners, prizes, toolkits, look at the judging criteria, all that kind of stuff. And of course, perhaps you could see your film on TVNZ6 as well.
The winning films all show on TVNZ6.
Lovely stuff. David, thanks so much for coming on in. Nice to see you. David Jacobs from Connected Media. Here is the Hot Grits track here called On the Waist.